all good things come to an end, and sadly today, we will be leaving PSG, but who for, you may ask? Well, let's see, shall we? Welcome back to Glory Hunter episode 87 now, and yes, you've probably seen it on the thumbnail. You can probably see it in the top left-hand corner just here. We are at Real Madrid, but few small things that we've got to mention first. So I was headhunted by Real Madrid. Apparently, I applied for the job. They then offered me a contract whilst I was still being paid or still under contract by PSG. So technically, I was still the PSG manager, but they offered me a job, so I went there. So everything cancelled out. They paid for all the fees. I just need to get this lighting a bit better. There we are. Fees are all paid and whatever. And then, all of a sudden, I noticed the person that replaced me was a certain Lucien Favre, who was the Dortmund manager. So Dortmund have a new manager. So everything that's happened, as I predicted, and as well as that actually, let's have a look where Roberto Mancini is. He is the director of football, which I thought might happen. They didn't have a director of football. They were just doing the thing. He's a much better director of football than he is a manager, I believe. Just because his motivation skills aren't very good. And Real Madrid, I'll show you in a second, haven't won much for a long time. The only thing being is, I didn't think I was going to get the Real Madrid job, which is where this comes in. I bought Jose Lecoq for PSG. Manchester United were putting in bids for him. Arsenal were. And I thought, I can't let him go to United because it'll just strengthen the side a bit too much. Arsenal, he's all right, fair enough. But yeah, Lecoq. So I brought him in, and then I also brought. It was the last day that I brought in this guy. It was the same day I brought him in, signed him, and then I left. So yeah, 14th I think I left. I think I started. I signed him on the 3rd, and I was waiting around 2-3 weeks for the job notice. He has actually got injured. He's out for 7 weeks. But yeah, Lecoq is now a PSG player. 60 million. I think we're paying up front for him. Potentially 70. In fact, no, I don't even think 60 million was the upfront fee. I think it was only 40 million. So 40 million out of 180 million wage budget I had was going to be nothing for Real Madrid. Hakimi, Ivanov and Sim Pressith had left. Ivanov going to Arsenal. Hakimi going to Chelsea. I was just doubling down on the players that I had. And yeah, I think I have left probably the best team in the world now. So I think look at this. So they've got Himuche, they've now got Lecoq, they've got Uar, almost still very, very good, but I always saw his second fiddle. Serres, one of the best wingers in the game. Stefan's an unbelievable talent. Chiesa's probably the best winger in the game. Ruben Neves, another great player. Then Jallo, Brown, Paul Brown should be valued a lot more than 60 million. Like looking here, how many players are over 60 million? There's what? How many? 13 people over 60 million. So it's mental. And then they've got Domingos, who's come back from Tottenham, who's probably the best left back, or second to Paul Brown, probably the best centre back in the world. Let's put it that way. The stats on him for 6'2" as well, 83 kilograms. So he's got a bit of weight behind him. Strength, stamina, pace, acceleration, agility. That all you need. Jumping reach is insane, especially being at 6'2" as well. Heading's mad. All the mentals you want. Maybe a bit more aggression, but all the mentals you want in a centre back really. And then look, he can even pass the ball. He can pass. It's mad. It's unreal how good he is. He's really progressed at Tottenham, playing 35 games, and yeah, I should have probably used him a bit more, thinking about it. But yeah, that's that. So I'll quickly jump to Real Madrid's team. I'll do the transfers first, so you can see who's gone out and see who's come in very quickly. Who's gone out? Enyekuru. He has left us for 16 million, just not going to fit in the side. He's not good enough at all. Just never. I've brought in... The problem with Real Madrid, as you probably saw in the Champions League final 2 years ago now in this save, 2025, was it was 2026. It was last year, 2026. Sorry, it was the defense was bad. Yeah, the defense was really bad. So I've brought in a few players basically. Brought in this man Nahuen Perez. I think he was around about, they want 50 million for him. His asking price was anyway, and I just put 30 mil bid in, and they accepted it. So he's coming off a good season, 7.14. He looks pretty good, just like coming into the side when we need him, just sort of a squad player. Could still improve. He's got 15, 16 marking, tackling, heading. Central defender, can play the cover. He's got good pace. I quite like him. I think he suits who I'm planning to match him up with in this team, who is Engelhardt, a Hertha Berlin player. 54 million I've paid for him, and I don't know if it's just... I think it's justified by, if you're looking at the stats up here, the concentration, decisions, aggression, anticipation, bravery. Maybe the aggression is a bit too high, but I like to get my players stuck in. You're probably saying this, the physicals aren't particularly great, especially being a 5'11 defender, but the one thing I want to do is have a no-nonsense centre-back who just is great in defence. Well, he's got 18 heading as well, so he can... Well, jumping reach is still a question. I've got him training on that to improve that. But 18 heading, 16 marking, 16 tackling, 15 positioning is the key one as well. 16 leadership, so going forward, he could possibly become the captain, as well as his teamwork being 12. No nonsense centre back, stopper. I want him to push forward, get into sort of that deep defensive midfielder position, but then have someone who to cover him, which is where Perez comes in. So yeah, that's the idea for bringing in Engelhardt. And then two players from Tottenham have sort of raided Tottenham. A player that you might recognise in Troy Parrott. Yeah, I brought him in. Basically, I wanted to bolster the attack even more because the formation I'm using this year is a bit like we're going old school. We're going back to what we played with Manchester United for a bit. It's the 4-3-3. Just no spoilers. You can see all the players I've got down here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, 17 finishing, 17 dribbling, 15 first touch. Great heading was the key one. 5'11 still, so he's nearly enough 6 foot. 15 long shots. 14 technique, great vision as well to pass the ball, off the ball is great, flares, brilliant, determination 19 is unreal as well. Anticipation and composure, all his mental stats are brilliant, and then physically insane as well. Last season, he got 10 goals the season before. Well, I'm going to try and get him back to the form over these 3 seasons where he scored 20 goals, 26 and then 20 again, and then last year only got 10. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to try and get him back to these sort of seasons where he scored 40 in that season there, 56 games for Tottenham. So I'm hoping to sort of try and get him back to those goal scoring, like being a big threat up front, and then as a complete forward as well. It's sort of what I want to play alongside the 2 sort of other strikers that are playing with him. And then as well as that, we've brought in a player that you might recognise that I was going to try and bring in instead of Ivanov, I believe it was. At PSG is Darko Asenojevic. Yeah. Darko Asenojevic. He's on 300k a week. He had a great year last year. I mean, he's had 2 very consistent seasons at Tottenham. They signed him for 60 million from Sampdoria, I believe. And yeah, he just mentally he's really good. Physically, he ticks all the right boxes. And then you've got good crossing, which is the key thing, because I want my wing-backs to get forward. Great first touch, and then marking, passing and tackling is sort of 13, 14 is what you want. But obviously there could have been a bit better in like Domingos, for example, and stuff, people like that. But yeah, they're the 4 players we brought in, and now I'll show you the team that we are playing with. This is Real Madrid, a team that desperately needs rebuilding. Yeah, it's an awkward one at the moment. As you can see, it's very top-heavy around the strikers. Berto Lopez, a left-back that I think is probably can rival Paul Brown easily. He looks really good. Mentally, maybe not as good as Paul Brown, but yeah, everywhere else, I reckon he could probably do him pretty much. Yeah, so the back 5, I'd say, actually. I'm happy with the fullbacks, Berto Lopez, and I've brought in Arsenojevic. I think he's going to be very good. He'll probably turn out a lot better than you probably think looking at his stats. Courtois is the questionable one, where I think I need to get another keeper in. The 2 centre-backs, I'm looking to maybe see Engelhardt progress a bit more. looking at his stats, he looks pretty good, to be fair. Everything you need for a no-nonsense centre-back is over 15. Perez, everything else is over 15, so he's going to look pretty strong as well. We've also got someone called Gorka Martin who can drop into that central, like centre defensive. He can play in that centre defensive midfielder role. He can play in the central defender role, or he can even play left back, I believe, or right back. So he's going to be a good player to put in there as well if we need to. But I don't like how low his marking and tackling is for a defender, so that might have to sort that out. We've got Semedo in the side, Jonathan David, Angel Cora, a player that you might have seen popping up a lot. He's in there. But up front, we're starting with Mbappe. It'll be Martinez as well to couple him because he looks very, very good. Get the most out of him, and then Troy Parrott as well. It'll just be rotating between the four there. We've also got Jonathan David, who I'm trying to play more as a Metzala because I like how good finishing-wise he is. He can't really pass the ball, which is the only bad thing, but he can still play up front or he can play in behind a striker if we need that. So this is the formation we're playing. Midfielders, I'll have to address them. Probably the best midfielder in the world at the moment is... I can't pronounce it. I'm going to have to... I'll call him Dominic. Dominic at the moment. Dominic is unreal. Probably the best player in the world at this moment in time. So he's really, really good. Bruno Fernandes, a player that we know from Manchester United, he's sort of hit his peak. He's sort of past his peak now. He's in his prime per se, but obviously he was a bit quicker back then, bit better strength. Yeah, he's still very, very good. And then Guilherme Augusto, another regenerated player, just very good. Just very, very good players. We've also got Diakabi, who I'm sort of trying to get offload, or perhaps just have him as maybe just a second fiddle player, just a squad player. And Yuri Tielemans as well. He's also going to be in the side. Demiral, a player that I'm also trying to sell. So that's the side. In terms of pre-season, we've smashed it. Juventus and Basel, we actually had a USA sort of pre-season before that as well. But yeah, Basel and Juventus, because of when I joined, I think. We're doing pretty well. And today we'll be playing Espanyol. So, I mean, what else can you ask for? You'll see the side in action. We are at home. It'll be my first game. Just before I do carry on, let's have a look at let's have a look at when I officially signed, shall we? Managers, I officially signed on the 15th, so it was the day of that goalkeeper transfer. I remember it pretty big time. Zidane, for the 2 years he was at Real Madrid, he won one cup, which is the Supercopa de España, which is, I think, the one that we're after. I'm pretty much sure. And then Mancini was there for 6 years and won 8 cups. He won 8 cups. He won a Champions League, fair enough, but he won a UEFA Super Cup. He won 2 Champions Leagues. Is it the Copa del Rey? Copa del Rey? What am I going on about? I think it's the Copa del Rey we are after. Where are we going? I believe it's the Copa del Rey we're after in Spain. We're going to go for both the cups anyway, and I'm hoping it's going to be like PSG, sort of another fast-paced type of management system where it's in and out, if you know what I mean. Because I think Germany's going to be a bit of a project at this point because Bayern Munich are sort of monopolising the German league. So yes, we're going to get into the game against Espanyol today, the first game in charge of this side. We're going to watch this game. I'm pretty happy with how we're set up at the moment. Joselu and Nacho, 2 players that you're probably thinking, why have you got them in the side? They've come through the academy and they look very good, and they're on very small wages. They fit the homegrown status as well, which is something that I quite like. So yeah, we're going to get into the game. We're going to see how we can perform. We've not had that many games pre-season, which you can question the fitness, but the tactics been pretty spot on. I quite like the deep line playmakers to drop a bit deeper and defend. I like the advanced playmaker in the midfield that sort of supports everything, and then the Metzala that gets a bit forward I enjoy. Troy Parrott, the complete forward in the middle, sort of drops a bit deeper and acts like a centre forward almost. And you've got the 2 strikers that can sort of drift out wide if they want to, the 2 advanced forwards. So yeah, let's see what we can do against Espanyol on the first day of the season. It's just us playing as well. As we have our first highlight, Bruno Fernandes with a free kick in. I've not actually set free kicks to anyone in particular yet, which I should probably do. I should check penalty takers as well, because that'll be another key one. PSG, we didn't have that many great penalty takers. Mbappe's through, and it's his first goal under me, under Alex, myself, and his first goal of the season as well. Berto Lopez with a beautiful ball in as well. Really nice early cross. Something that I think, and this is going to be me testing like my head here. I think I've got early crosses on. No. Right, I was going to say that was an absolute tactical genius move. I'm going to put them on because I don't want... That makes it so that Lopez and Haymanager doesn't push forward. That they don't push forward as much. I'm going to have to try and remember that name. Haymanager. I'm going to have to say it like in my sleep, try and remember it. As Augusto picks it up in the midfield, Newhen on the ball, or Perez as we know him, plays it to Lopez, who gets forward a bit more. He loves getting forward, this lad. Hit that early cross, go on son. Find that man in the box. Now it comes to Mbappe though. See how they drift a bit wider, which is what I enjoy. I like seeing it. It sort of pushes, it lets the wing backs have a bit of space as well. As Troy Parrott picks up his first goal for the club, 4 minutes in. I think this could be an embarrassing one for Espanyol. I'm quite liking the look of this tactic already as well. The 3 midfielders in the midfield sort of like pick up the space. The 3 up front distract a lot of the players in the defence, and then you've got the wing backs as well who push forward. It's looking interesting so far. It does leave us a bit exposed at the back, but yeah, we'll have to see what we can do about that. I'm pretty happy with how we're playing so far though. As Bruno Fernandes with another ball in, and it's just over the bar there. Unlucky for us. Again, like PSG, there could be a lot of like 5-0s and stuff like that in and around these episodes, which it'll be pretty good to see actually. PSG, I'm going to miss the likes of Haymanager, Paul Brown, as Mbappe goes very close there. I got a bit of an affiliation with Pogba as well. I really like playing with Pogba. He was someone that I enjoyed just whacking into the side on match day and just having a bit of a laugh with. He was really good. Who else was like a star player? Ruben Diaz was very good for us at some stage. Who else? Serre was a struggle. Dembele was a struggle. Chiesa, I quite like Chiesa. As Troy Parrott picks up, that was a really good run there. Can he cut it inside? He can. Near enough goes all the way. Really good start there by Troy Parrott. A nice little run. They're sort of pushing forward. They're playing a very high line here, and I like how we've got 3 players sitting on their shoulders basically. As Lautaro Martinez is through, and it's his turn to perhaps have a goal there, but he can't convert. Yeah, I think I'll show you Cura as well coming into the side. If he develops as much as I think he will, he's going to become like another Haymanager for this side. As Troy Parrott hits the bar, great ball in by Mbappe on that right hand side, and just about hits the bar. I think he prefers playing on that left hand side, but we've stuck him on that right so he can sort of cut inside and hit it across the net, but he's still playing up front as far up front as he can. Haymanager on this right hand side, can he cross it in? No. Bruno Fernandes on the ball now, gets it taken off him. Augusto wins it back though. Haymanager on this right hand side, can he find a ball in? He finds Lopez, and Lopez just puts it over the bar. He looks like a good little player, Lopez, I've got to admit. But who else? It's just mainly Haymanager I'm going to miss, because as someone who's banging in 30 goals a season, you're going to miss people like that. But I'm hoping Mbappe, Parrott, Martinez, maybe Cura as well. People like that can sort of just pick up the slack where it's really missing. Cura is probably going to make a start in a minute because Martinez is not having a fantastic game as well as that. Dominic, that's it. I was trying to remember his first name there. Dominic isn't having a fantastic game either. I might have to take him off just to sort of show him that he needs to perform a bit better in these situations. Mbappe is going to swap around with Martinez. Martinez is going to come off for Cura. He's going to come off. I think I'll let Joselu have a game in there. And then also I'm going to take off Augusto. And I'm going to bring on Jonathan David. Believe it or not. Just because I want to see him. He's a Canadian legend, Jonathan David. I want to see if he can play that Metzala role. I want to see what goes on when he's in that role. And I'm going to go a bit more attacking as well. I'm going to demand more from the boys. I want to see some more goals and see what else we can do here. 76 minutes gone. 15 minutes left of the game. Can we get any more goals against Espanyol? But it's looking positive so far, I've got to admit. Aragon, Poor header there. Joselu finds Mbappe. He's running down the wing there. Gets the ball back, which is pretty good running there. Lopez now. Can he find a ball into the box? He can. He finds Cura, who had the whole goal to aim at there, and managed to hit the keeper. So, I mean, it shows that he can sort of hit a target if he wants to. But yeah, I think that's going to pretty much be the game there. I think that'll just go through to the 90th minute. I can't see us scoring anymore because he seems to just be sitting very deep, Espanyol, which is what this formation sort of is used to do. It's used to sort of dig out the defence and make them push forward a bit because there's too many players. Well done, lads, that was a good win for us. I'm going to get behind them early, try and get them involved and see how well we can do. But yeah, there we go. Parrott scores on his debut. Send my assistant to that because we can't be bothered. Classy Lopez, 2 assists for the man. He's very, very good, Berto Lopez. I can see him becoming potentially a Hall of Famer for us. And yeah, that is going to be the end of the first episode. I hope you enjoyed seeing all this and the story behind it. It was an interesting turnover. It wasn't as sentimental as leaving Napoli. It was, I let the contract run out, we left. It was all a bit of a grace period, like, yeah, thanks for everything you've done. You've won us the league. You've set up the team very well. And then sort of move on to PSG, being asked to to basically do the job there. And now we're at Real Madrid, where I was sort of headhunted and just left PSG in the dark. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens throughout this series now with Real Madrid. It's going to be cool. So, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, leave a like as ever, subscribe if you are new. I think once this series hits 100 episodes, I might chop it up a bit even more and start another episode and stuff like that. See what else I can do to sort of just make the viewing experience a bit more pleasurable for you lot. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. But until next time, stay safe, stay home, and I shall see you in the next one. Ciao.